Hey, thank you for being here. I'm here in Georgia for now, I think 3 hours, so can't give you any experience about shashlik or wine already, but I have some spare time afterwards, so open for recommendations, what I should put on my list. Maybe we meet on our booth. So, as I was introduced, my name is Thomas Laubrock, Solution Architect at Aqua Security, and my background is security. So I hacked smart cards, did cryptography, endpoint security, helped big companies with their incident response, and over time, in the last few years, I entered the cloud native space. And the DevSecOps space. And I would like to give you now in this keynote a little bit intro in my journey, how I entered the cloud native space, the DevSecOps space, and how I see the industry here. And the interesting thing is that what I didn't expect when I came from the security part into the cloud native part is, first of all, what is cloud native? What is different with cloud native? Again, in opposite to the traditional thing of IT. Yeah. So I think the most important thing that you need to understand here is that we have shifted from a way to have separate silos that someone do development, someone do design, someone do infrastructure, someone runs the applications, install the applications. This has moved together with far more speed. There are some technologies that make this happen. I think the main technology behind is containers, where you can put small parts of your application into a wrap thing, almost kind of a little bit of operating system that you spin up either in your private cloud, on-prem, or in one of the hyperscalers. And this makes this environment fast-moving, but also very flexible, and you can adopt your requirements from your customers, from the industry far faster. And this is why I see now in every industry there is a cloud native project, and or they're moving into the DevOps space, DevSecOps space. And I want to give you some insights here, what I see, or some examples how customers enter this space, yeah, and this is not. I see, of course, customers from us that run that develop software as their main business. Of course, they typically move their whole process into a DevSecOps process, and they try to get rid of the legacy stuff and migrate. And they are really mature already in this space, but on the opposite, there are many customers that even did software development before, who started now in the cloud native world. We have automotive customers or manufacturing customers that they did tools, they did parts in the past, and now they put IT in addition to their tools get now IoT connections. Therefore, they need IT technology, and now these customers run IT as part of their business, not IT as part of their office. They run IT as part of their business. They earn money with this, and they typically, if they start now with the Industry 4.0 project, IoT project, and so on and so forth, they start with the cloud native space, and you have incubators there. They have the chance to reinvent how IT works on their own. Yeah? This is one example. And of course, these manufacturers are often very sensitive with their data. I'm from Germany. There's also a culture of data privacy and so on and so forth. They start building up clouds on-prem. And on the opposite, we see huge companies where they see that they need to innovate in IT, and they spin up small teams that should run innovations, and they then these teams get simply a credit card, they swipe it, they build up some infrastructure and run applications on top of it, and totally independent from the classic or the traditional IT department, because they get the IT infrastructure from the cloud vendors, and this is and the third thing is that not only the part that you develop your own software is a requirement to run cloud native. Containers are the new shipment standard for software. So we see that customers get the requirement to spin up containers even if they have not thought about cloud native, because their third-party vendors offer the software as containers. So as you have seen in this journey or in this description, there are many parts how you can use cloud native, and it's a lot of vectors. It seems to be very flexible. You can spin up something here. You have the development process in-house. You build things. You start your own infrastructure. You run things, and this gives a little bit of complexity and teams that have never thought about running things. Running software, connecting software to the internet, doing this now. And of course, this requires at one point a little bit of security. Yeah? We have all learned in IT, without thinking about security, this works a small time frame, but then you typically get hit hard. And therefore, the sec in the DevSecOps is very important. And your traditional security tooling and security thinking often doesn't work anymore in the cloud native space because it is fast moving. You don't have a perimeter anymore. It is not, this is your side, that is the other side if you run in a public cloud. Containers are short-living. They pop up here, get a new IP address there. You build up software, and if you build software, you use a lot of external components, open source components, and so on and so forth, where you can get a thread in. And these things need to be covered with a new security strategy. And there are some challenges, as I explained, fast-moving things, and so on and so forth, where you need a tool that gives you the right context to report the same or gain the same protection as in your classic environments. But there are also opportunities to do things different. So we call it shift left. So because you have a strong relationship between development and operations, you can do the security far more early. So you can start auditing your code and finding out what issues could this cause if you run this in production. We can audit, for example, the Terraform and say, if you deploy this Terraform, you may get a database that is open to the internet or whatever. So, and now a very short pitch to Aqua. So our idea is to give you a platform to cover all the security requirements from shift left, to audit your code, to check your infrastructure that you have spawned up either on-prem or in your hyperscaler, and to audit that there is no misconfiguration. And last but not least, do the classic protection against malware, against threats for runtime, but made for cloud native, that it fits to your need and you get the reporting back. And all the details about this technology and how we can help there, I will do in my longer session this afternoon. Thank you.